Hey. Look, they say good days are coming soon. I'm just tired of waiting. And tears falling in my prayers. I've been crying for patience. I'm scarred. I gotta live the rest of my life with abrasions. You can't convince me that time isn't wasting. I feel like Hamilton the way I've been writing these pages. So you can call me, but you best be on time with the payments. So you can turn this off if you don't like what I'm saying. Or if these lines are too basic. Just know my life getting crazy. Times is getting harder, that could really spark an artist. And I ain't giving up for nothing, I just try my hardest. I say a prayer for the ones departed. A cold world, I just want to show how pure my heart is. But I see the comments, stories going around about the kid, but I'm so timeless, bad energy can't get to me. I'm the reason why we like this, allegedly. But once I see the best from you, that's when you get the best from me. I'm here for your elevation. Success ain't a destination. Ain't looking for reparations. Ain't looking for no type of savings. Stack up the rest of my savings. Can't get no rest in the basement. Can't even lie to you, baby. Time that we spent was amazing. And I ain't trying to replace you for you. My mind is still racing. I lost a step, but I'm coming back. I used to put my heart all on display, but I'm done with that. Tired of these bonds that pop easier than bubble wrap. In my notes, like a group of sick, you see a bunch of rap. In the studio, I box the beat is just a punching bag. And for the guys, let them know I love them back. For all of y'all endeavors, I'm wishing you good luck on that. Shout out Q for the beat. This one a groove for the streets. You say you down with me, baby. You gotta prove it to me.
Yo. We are back once again, here to talk the latest in the NBA playoffs. Some teams have advanced, some teams are still fighting for their playoff spot for the next round. Welcome back to Baller Central, your source for our opinions on everything sports related and jokes as well. So, hey, if you want to continue following us and tuning in, make sure you like and comment down below. Subscribe, put a notification so you know when we upload or go live. We're currently live on YouTube and Twitch. And if you, in case, missed the live event and don't want to watch the videos, we're also live. We also upload our live podcast on audio platforms right after the pod, so you can listen on your way to work, on your way to somewhere, or just chill in your household or anywhere else, anywhere you like to listen to our stuff, even if you're working out. So, hey, audio, it will always be available as well. So, hey, we have a lot to go over today. But before we do that, John, how are we doing today?
How are we doing? We're doing good. We're right now, John's a little exhausted. John just got done playing tennis for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So
oh wow, nice.
Yeah, John's a little hot. John's a little tired. John's a little ready for this show. I'll tell you that right now. I drank my water. I had a little Gatorade. I'm drinking beautiful Coca-Cola.
Were you playing with people or were you practicing?
Yeah, no, I was playing with my buddy Joe. I was playing with my buddy Joe. I play with my buddy Chris sometimes. My buddy Mike might be playing with my buddy Akshay soon. But yeah, just playing some tennis, going back and forth, hitting the ball across the court. It's fun times. We do that. We pick up basketball. We do pool. So different guys. So, but yeah.
Nice.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing today, Phil?
Good. Sounds like a good time. And hey, hopefully we can do some of that stuff when we hang out in a couple months, because we both have a wedding to go to. So
facts.
Hey, be a nice little hookup spot to hang out and do some stuff. For me, doing pretty good. Celtics advanced, and even better, the Lakers lost in 5. So hey, I am doing amazing right now. So yeah, it was a fun game to watch last night, just to watch the Rudy Gobert have not only a career playoff in points, a career high in playoff in points, but also a career high playoff in rebounds. So it was beautiful to watch. But yeah, we're here to talk about a lot of things. Let's go with the easier stuff and the stuff that doesn't need to talk about much, and then we'll go from there. So first off, we're gonna go with the series that already finished, and then we're gonna go off with the series that are still in jeopardy. So first one, OKC versus Memphis. 4-game sweep. It was complete annihilation. I think whoever would have won the 8th seed regardless, I think it would have been it would have been the same result. So whether it was the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Mavericks, I feel like it would have been a sweep either way.
Interesting point. Let me ask you this as a follow-up question, because I do agree with you. I do think in a way this series is probably 4-0 regardless. But do you think that Memphis firing their coach underprepared them for the series? Do you think if they had their coach on their team, they win a game?
Well,
a lot of people are saying no. That's the only reason I bring it up.
Definitely having Taylor Jenkins, someone who is the winningest coach in Memphis Grizzlies history, it would have helped. It definitely would have been a lot better than having a new coach, someone who's only been there for 10 regular season games before the year ended.
I think didn't they hand it off to an assistant that's been there? But
yeah, but true. So he should know the system as well. So I mean, plus he hasn't been in the head. I don't know if he was ever head coach ever.
Yeah,
but at the same time, even with the coaching, even if Taylor Jenkins was still there, I still think it would have been a 4 sweep. And Ja Morant and a lot of the Grizzlies players are saying that if Ja was healthy, it would have been tied 2-2, which I don't believe personally. I think that's just
it's a stretch.
BS.
That's it's like it's tough to buy into that, especially when you get swept. You know what I mean? I get that.
Blown up by 50 in the first game.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think the health thing's a serious thing. Like I think in a way. We'd all love to see it. You know what I mean? We'd all love to see a tied series or a more competitive series. I think that Memphis is young and they can do something, but OKC looks like if they don't choke, they could be the contender. They could be the one to win it all this year. And I don't mean to be like that. I'm not trying to say the Celtics don't have that chance because we're talking to a Celtics fan, but I'm just saying right now they look like they're the best team in basketball. OKC.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that. SGA didn't even need to do his usual scoring numbers for them to win.
Sure. I mean, I was saying the same thing about Cooper Flag until they got bounced from the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? So this could be on the same line. But at the same time, Memphis needs another piece. They need somebody else. I don't mean to be like that. They just, I don't know. They need some new, they either need a new strategy or they need, I don't know. They need more scoring. I don't know.
Maybe Jimmy Butler was right not to go there.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's, I'm so on the fence because we don't know the inside information on that. You know what I mean? But you could be 100% right. I mean, they fired their coach with the last 15 games of the season. How toxic was that locker room? You know what I mean? You got to ask these questions, especially after you get swept. So it's just I'd like to see more from Memphis next year, but I really think they need to do something either through the draft or free agency or trades or something. You know what I mean? You need to pull a move out here if you're Memphis because I agree that anyone would have lost this as the 8th seed, but realistically, it's no excuse for next year. You know what I mean? Next year, they're gonna have to move a piece, a big piece, if they don't compete. You know what I mean? Because this is the West. You know what I mean? You can't just move to the East. It's unfortunate, but I don't. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. I don't know. It's just. Phil, you agree with me? You think next year, do you think they can in a way blame this on their coaching and their GM and their ownership? You know what I mean, and not the players as much to break up that core in Memphis.
I feel like it would have been the same result with the coach. Okay. I don't think they get blown up by 50 with Taylor Jenkins, personally. But I still think they get swept. I still think they need to make some moves because there's between the Thunder and the Grizzlies, it's a very, very wide margin of talent.
Would you move either of their top players for Memphis, either Ja or Jared Jackson? Would you move either of those players? Take another good player?
I would probably try to figure out what picks you have in the future.
Sure.
Maybe send role players or Bane out to see if we can get to build around Ja and Jaren. Sure. But yeah, it's tough. Especially like you said, the West is tough. It's the hardest conference in the NBA.
It's not getting easier. You know what I mean?
Because literally 3 through 8 was in the balance the last week of the season. So,
and on top of it, sure, you see sometimes players move to the East. You know what I mean? But each year we've seen the West get harder and harder and more stacked. And the top 3-4 teams, they compete. You know what I mean? It's a good series. You know what I mean? When it goes to the finals. So it's just I don't know. Memphis, I think, is in trouble, and I think the 4-0 sweep is a sign. You know what I mean? If we're about to go to are we going to go to the East and talk about the Cavs Heat? Okay, great. So this is a great segue. For example, the Heat, a lot of people are saying fire sale, and I don't think we disagree because realistically, who else do they have? And they need to go in a different direction, and they need to spice things up. And you can't keep all this salary on your roster if you're not going to win. And I mean, that's what I expect the Heat to do. I expect the Heat to move somebody big, either Tyler Hero or Bam, this offseason. because realistically, I see them starting over somehow. I don't know how, but I see them starting over.
Yeah, because I think we were saying in the last show, Eric Spoelstra is good enough to get one.
He is.
I guess not. I mean, he is good enough to get one, but the Cavs were just better than that even.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 games were semi-close, but the last 2, the last 2 were ass whoopings, and they were at Miami too. So you got beat up at your hometown.
Yeah,
nasty.
About it. Yeah, that is nasty.
But yeah, I agree. The Cavs were just light years ahead of the Heat. Yeah, I've been saying they should have rebuilt after maybe like as soon as Jimmy left, but now it's even more official.
They realistically,
which was a couple months ago. So I mean,
that's why I'm like, we can't vault them too much, but it is sad to look across the aisle and see Eric Spoelstra getting swept. You know what I mean? When in reality, we know he's a good coach. We know he can take one if he had the players. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, I mean, with a coach who's had 2 amazing final runs with a team that was like 8th or 9th or 10th seed. He's one of the best coaches in the league. Just the roster doesn't match it.
I would love. This is crazy. That's the coach I'd want to go get. If you're gonna get rid of Tibbs, give me somebody who you believe in. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to say Eric Spoelstra's up for sale or anything, but what I'm saying is, if we were to move off of Tibbs as a Knicks fan, Eric Spoelstra is somebody who I know can win. You know what I mean? He's
honestly, if your coach isn't Greg Popovich, or honestly, he might be the 2nd or 3rd best coach in the league. I would give up Joe Mazzulla for Eric Spoelstra.
I don't know. Joe Mazzulla is very, very good. I like what he's doing. I really like what he's doing.
The players do love him, but Joe Mazzulla does benefit from one of the best rosters in the league. If Eric Spoelstra had that roster instead of Joe Mazzulla,
I don't mean to be like that. I don't mean to cut Joe Mazzulla's legs from underneath him, but it looks a lot like the West Virginia offense to beat John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. I don't mean to be like the Celtics. Go back, watch West Virginia. I mean, they focus on their, you know what I mean? Like, and it's great because like it benefits their best players. You know what I mean? So
but
can we see more college players come out and start coaching, start putting together great offenses? Because that was we have to deal with the Celtics. Sorry, Phil, for all screaming and getting mad at your team, but
you're a Knicks fan. You're used to it, so
he's my dude from West Virginia, and I can't root for him.
I mean, you have to cheer for your former players' success, even if they're, not.
I mean, after next round, I'll root for him. After next round, I'll root for the Celtics. But
gotcha. But I'm pretty sure there's tons of teams. There's probably only 2 or 3 teams they wouldn't drop their head coach for Eric Spoelstra.
No, but realistically, we're sitting here talking about Milwaukee and Doc Rivers, and that's old news. I don't mean it Joe Mazzulla came into the league. You gave him a roster, and he's competing. He might go back to back for the first time in 9 years. Just saying. You know what I mean?
Possibility, yeah.
I'm not trying to be like that, but I'm just.
No, man, I do like Mazzulla as well, but there are definitely coaches better than him in the NBA that have a way less talented roster than him.
But I mean, they've had more experience. They've also been around, let's say, 10
years. That
year.
Could do a lot more damage. Like if we had Greg Popovich,
I hear you.
If we had Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra, we definitely would have repeated, by now, or we would have won at least 1 or 2 more championships than we did with Tatum and Brown.
I'm with you. I mean, there are I don't want to say there's question marks behind Pop because there really isn't. He's a Hall of Famer.
There's health question marks. That's it.
I mean, the only question mark is the Kawhi. You know what I mean? And I don't even blame him. I blame the athletic trainers and I blame the GM because that's where it really comes down off of. The GM hires the athletic trainers and then the athletic trainers say when a player is good or not. And realistically, we should listen to the player. Should we not?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's you know what I mean? That's all I'm bringing up. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. I'm with you though.
Yep. The Cavs. So the Cavs, they just smack around the Heat. Pretty much almost the same series.
Who's coaching the Cavs again? My bad.
It's Kenny Atkinson, former Warriors coach, former Nets head coach. So yeah,
could win coach of the year. Or did that already get announced?
Not yet.
No, okay. Just saying, Cavs 4-0 sweep against the Heat. Pretty impressive, Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah. Next up, we have 2 more series that already concluded. My Celtics beat the Magic in 5 games. Made the Orlando do a disappearing act. Game 5, Jason Tatum, another 3-point game. But and I was watching the game as soon as they gave, because it was a close game through 3 quarters. But Paolo Banchero was awarded a fifth personal foul on a. It was a shaky play. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I saw that.
He fouled Jaylen Brown. I don't think he fouled Jaylen Brown personally because it was Jaylen Brown like elbowed Paulo and they called it a defensive foul on Paulo, which was BS.
Yeah.
So because that was a game changing call. Because as soon as Banchero went to the bench was fifth, the Celtics took over the fourth quarter and just blew them out the water. So
and I'm not trying to take anything away from the Celtics here, Phil, but bad officiating is really changing some of these games. Either in New York, either in Boston, I'm just saying, like
they definitely benefited from that call because as soon as Banchero went out, they completely owned that fourth quarter. They won by like 20. It was like a 2-point game and then 20-point lead because their best player had 5 fouls.
Some of that is momentum. Some of that is like just bad officiating. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be like that, but
yeah. But hey, I think they await the winner of Knicks Pistons, so they definitely need some rest with Jaylen Brown playing hurt. Drew Holiday hasn't played since game 1, so yeah, they need to take as much rest as we can because we don't know how long the Knicks and Pistons series is going to go on.
Hopefully just tonight. Maybe just tonight. Maybe it drags on 2 more days. Take as much rest as you need.
Game 7, please.
No, we don't need a game 7. It's okay.
Who doesn't love game 7? The 2 best words in sports. How many times has it been said?
I'm talking about it.
So yeah, the next series that finalized was the Pacers versus Bucks. Now this series brought a smile to my face, and John's probably because we got to see Doc Rivers. Well, to be granted, to be completely fair, we think Doc Rivers will probably keep his job because he shouldn't, but he will have plenty of excuses. Dame obviously went down with the Achilles tear that is now confirmed. People got hurt, which I mean, there's no way you can fire Doc Rivers after his second best player went down. So even though we wanted to see him gone, it probably won't happen.
He was already going to be gone. They were already going to lose this series. He should be fired. I don't mean to be like that.
But
he lost the series 4-1.
Did you see how game 5 went down?
Yeah, I saw how game 5 went down.
Yeah, 40 seconds left. The Bucks were up by 7. Complete meltdown. Halliburton hit like 4 out of the 8 remaining points to win it, including the game winner on who? Giannis again, because he hit a 4-point game winner on Giannis in the regular season. Then he hits a game-winning layup on Giannis in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So and did you see what happened post game?
Yeah, but I did. That's what we're gonna get into right now. Yep. Let's get into it.
Halliburton's father. So Halliburton's father was talking to
Giannis. Technically just a fan. We could designate him just a fan, but Halliburton's dad.
Okay, I mean, I
was a fan in general.
I was just being honest with who it was. Yeah.
And then just got in Giannis's face.
And he got out from his seat from the second row behind the basket and went to go talk to Giannis. Oh, you know they did a ruling on that already?
What was it?
They said that he is not able to attend any future home or away games as of right now.
As of this season?
In general. The correct term was foreseeable future.
Yeah, that just means this playoffs. Or maybe the next playoff series. If they go to the finals, there's no way his dad's not going to be at the finals. There's not going to put him in the first 2 rows.
Yeah, I don't know how long foreseeable, because the correct term was Tyrese Halliburton's father would not attend the team's home and road games for the foreseeable future. Shams just tweeted that, so I don't know how long is that.
I think that means just next series. I think that just means next series, realistically.
Yeah, so
definitely not next year. No offense, I don't mean to be like that, but
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on it? Because I have some thoughts. So
I don't know why Halliburton's dad felt the need to get into Giannis' face like that. At the end of the day, yes, you're Tyrese Halliburton's father, but as your ticket says, you are a viewer, you are a fan, you're an observer. There's certain rules that you need to follow as a viewer/fan. Stay in your seat. You can't rush the court. You don't have a press badge. You don't have a badge. You're not in one of the VIP rooms up there. So yeah, there was no need for him to step up to Giannis like that. And
I just want to put this out there. I mean, I don't care who's listening. I don't care what's happening right now. If you get in an athletic arena, right, while there are players on the field and they feel threatened, I don't feel bad for you. Like I really don't. Think of it as the zoo. All right. Think of it as the zoo, and Lawrence Taylor's gonna level you, bro. Because realistically, that's what this is. If you want your 15 minutes or your 5 minutes of attention, whatever, when the security tackles you and then beats you, and we don't feel bad as sports viewers. We don't feel bad, especially at baseball games, especially at football games. Basketball is something different. Giannis He has a lot of restraint. Because if someone came up to me in my face after I just lost, you know what I mean? He's got a point. He's won a championship. They haven't won shit yet. No offense. Sorry for the cursing, but that's a fact. When he said that, I was just like, valid. And like, it's not like Giannis didn't like shake everybody's hand. He then went and shook everybody's hand. You know what I mean? So like the dude's got sportsmanship coming out the wazoo. You know what I mean? Like Shaq called him soft. I'm a little annoyed about that. Shaq, a little annoyed about that.
Also, Shaq's point of view was bullshit, in my opinion.
But. Well, no, I mean it's happened to Shaq before, and Shaq's had to deal with it, and I get that.
I mean, also, Giannis hasn't been humble in some situations where he's won.
Sure. And
he should be the Malik Beast's face.
That's a good point too. But like, it's at the same time, there's a difference between doing it against somebody you're playing against, and then a fan coming on the court. Like that might be his last time in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Really, that literally might be the last time we see him in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform, and it's Tyrese Halliburton's dad coming up to him and getting in his face. Like, I don't mean to be like that, but if anything, I'm embarrassed for Tyrese Halliburton. You know what I mean, Phil? Because like he's having a D-Wade type moment. You know what I mean? He's connecting with his fans, and then his dad just embarrasses him like that. Would you be embarrassed? What's up?
Absolutely. He did. Halliburton did talk about it post game.
He did,
but he said he didn't know about it post game, and he didn't know about it until post game, and it was unacceptable.
Yeah. He said all those things. He said all the right things. I'm not trying to come at Halliburton himself. He did a great job throughout the game, and I wish him best next year.
And Giannis and his father talked about it after all the activities, and just cool down. So that's what they said. So
it did cool down. I'm just saying you made that all about yourself. You know what I mean? And this isn't the first time. So it's just that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
For me.
So, and also Giannis, then after that, he is potentially now
gone, maybe.
He's probably gone just because the Bucks' future looks very, very murky. Because I think I put it in one of our chats. Yeah, Dame just tore his Achilles and he's 34, so he's not getting any younger. He probably will be out until like 2027. Because it depends how long you want to take with this Achilles recovery. They do not own their first in the draft. Basically their draft situation is not great. Brooke Lopez, Bobby Portis, Gary Trent Jr., Taurean Prince, Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins are all free agents. And who would want to trade for Kyle Kuzma after that terrible performance in the first round? Sure. So yeah, they are screwed in the future. So it's only right that, Giannis says, I mean, I got the team a championship already.
Yeah, he did.
I did everything I could. I can dip.
He doesn't know Milwaukee anything, but realistically,
right.
Realistically, when Dame stayed, it was nice. Maybe not to some people. Maybe some people didn't view it like that, but me and the loyalty, because sports is a business, so it's not as loyal. But when you see loyal athletes, they're the ones you love the most. You love Derek Jeter. You know what I mean? You love Big Papi. You love people that you can put a face to. I'm just saying.
But you can only say loyal until the front office and ownership show you loyalty back, and they're not showing any.
That's true. Kobe could have left and won a championship, realistically.
Yeah, like since 2020, ever since their championship, they've not had a very successful run. I think they made it to the second round, and then ever since then, first round exit.
Well, they hired Doc Rivers. That's what happens when you had Doc Rivers as a consultant, then you hired Doc Rivers as your coach. So it's just
pretty much.
Are we expecting different results?
Not at all.
But, yeah, that's all.
So yeah. Honestly, there's reports of him going to the Spurs, the Rockets, the Mavs. Him and Wemby would be crazy. Nasty. With De'Aaron Fox?
Crazy.
Oof.
With Chris Paul? Who wouldn't want to go to San Antonio? Plus, you got Pop coaching. Oh my God!
If he's able to coach next year, because obviously health concerns.
Health issues. But I mean, I think he took off at the end of this year when Giannis got out to help his mental health and help his body stuff. So I think that's a good idea because realistically, we saw him develop Becky Hammon and how she's won championships in the W already, and we've seen him develop other coaches, and I think that needed to be done, especially for the Spurs franchise. So I mean. Hopefully Doc can come back. If he can't, that's unfortunate, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. You want to move on to next series?
Yep, Lakers and Timberwolves. Now this series brought a smile to my face because we talked about the Luka Doncic trade a lot on this podcast.
A lot.
And I saw all the Lakers fans. What was that phrase they were saying? You know, with Shannon Sharp with, what was it? Lakers in 5, right?
Lakers in 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was saying it.
yeah.
I jumped on that bandwagon.
No,
So,
all of us did. All of us
I
did.
can admit it. I can admit it.
Yeah, all I was hearing from Lakers fans is we're going to the finals. We're going to the Western Conference Finals. It's going to be ours versus OKC for a chance to go to the chip. You fast forward until now.
You couldn't even beat Minnesota.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
Also,
I'm going to be like the Lakers fans.
Last year's result, first round exit 4-1. This year's result, new team. Well, not new team, but they just traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. New teammate for LeBron. Same result. So
it gets you to a place. It gets you to a place where you can sign Luka long term. You can sign Luka long term and then add around him, right? So now this is the first offseason with Luka on the roster. They need a center. You know what I mean? We'll let's see what happens.
Yeah,
but they could have used that guy out of Charlotte. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. He tweeted after the game.
What did he tweet?
Just a smiley face.
Oh Jesus. Because he's not a part of it, dog. I'm
also, where was Dalton? Where was Dalton connect this entire playoff run?
Dude, I think he was hurt or something. Maybe
no, I heard that he fell out of favor with the coach, JJ Redick.
Why? Because he got traded, and he had an attitude, or something?
That's the reason why he got traded.
Because he fell out of.
He must have did something to piss JJ Redick off. So because did you see him play in any of those games against the Wolves? I didn't.
Not really. I don't think I saw anything.
Yeah,
I thought it was injured or something.
Yeah, but first off, let's talk about the prop for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then we'll make fun of the Lakers. So, first things first. Julius Randle. For me, yeah, it's tough for me to say this.
Let's get it.
For me, he was the X factor this entire series because I was worried about who will be that second option for the Wolves if Ant struggles. And Julius Randle, I'm pretty sure he scored 20 plus every single game of this first round, and he showed up in big moments. And yes, obviously I've seen, sometimes he check a little too much, and he can, his shot selection and how he chooses to do certain possessions still could use some work, but he has shined in this first round against the Lakers. He averaged high 20, low 30s for 3-point percentages.
Yeah.
Minus last night because the whole team shot 14% from 3, but this whole series, he shot 40 or 50% from 3. So I just want to give Julius Randle his props. He had one hell of a series versus his former team that drafted him.
That Knicks trade was good, was it not?
This is what they envisioned when you traded away Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle. This is the Julius Randle that needs to be here night in, night out if the Wolves want to go back to the Western Conference Finals.
Exactly.
So yeah,
23, 25, 22, 27, 16. That's what he averaged this series. 16. It just got better, realistically. He had at least 4 or 5 rebounds, and he had at least 3 assists in every single game.
He balled out this year. So I just want to make sure props are given where props are due. So
this is an all-star. This is why the Knicks waited to trade him for Karl Anthony Towns, because we needed somebody just as good, and he is just as good. And good. Congrats to him. He really did ball out, like you were saying.
Yep. Also, shout out Jaden McDaniels as well. He had some great games this series, and he played great defense.
He did. I also say DiVincenzo was a piece. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But that last game against the Lakers, though, he was being reckless versus Luka.
Dude, he just shoots. He just shoots.
He was shooting and he was shoulder tackling the hell out of Luka.
That's tough, but
I don't know if you watched the game last night, but yeah,
I was on back and forth.
He was ramming into Luka, just shoulder tackling him everywhere. He was a reckless abandon.
Hey man, it happens. 2 for 12. Yeah, then that's normally not him.
Yeah, but
he struggled.
Also, John, how do you feel about Rudy Gobert's performance? Because I know how much you love Rudy Gobert.
He went off. Congratulations for showing up, Rudy. 20 rebounds, 20 points. That's all you need to do. If you could do that every game, I won't make fun of you. If you could do that every game and then stay off the 3-point line, what it's not that I hate Rudy Gobert. It's the fact that he calls himself Defensive Player of the Year every single year and then can't guard one-on-one on the 3. You know what I mean? I just don't like fake people. I didn't like it with. No offense. You say whatchamacallit is Draymond Green can guard 1 through 5. I think maybe 1 point in his career, not all the time though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not now. Yeah,
not now. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. It's just at one point in his career, yeah, he did maybe guard 1 through 5, but that was a short time. And that for every player, maybe it's a short time. You know what I mean? So
that was Arner's defensive player of the year runs.
Yeah, and he was good then. I'm not trying to say he's not good then. And I think Gobert is good then, but like it's also situational. Don't get switched on a player that's going to out juke you. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and plus with someone like Gobert's size, there's no center. I don't care how tall you are that can guard a point guard or a shooting guard.
Steph Curry
at the perimeter.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, but yeah, he had a career high in points and rebounds, 27 and 24, and yeah. Versus the Lakers, we can talk about the Lakers. Jackson Hayes is nowhere to be found. He played 10 minutes per game in the first 4. Game 5, he didn't play at all. The Lakers went small ball the entire 5th game and just abandoned the big guys, and Rudy Gobert made them pay.
That's tough.
Like I said with this Luka Doncic trade, the depth is still not there. It's still a trash roster because. Outside of LeBron and Luka, Austin Reeves completely disappeared from the series.
Yeah,
he had a great regular season. People were putting him in most improved player of the year award. But yeah, game 5, 12 points, and
Gabe Vincent didn't even have a point. What is going on?
Gabe Vincent, 26 minutes,
0
points.
2 assists, good for him. Kind of got in there.
Dorian Finney-Smith, underwhelming. Vando, underwhelming.
Well, good for Rui, 23 points.
Rui, I can honestly say Rui Hachimura was the only non-LeBron, non-Luka player that showed up.
Sure. Yeah, those 3, realistically.
Yeah, those 3.
And Reeves,
so,
Reeves kind of showed up a little bit.
Reeves was underwhelming in the whole series.
Yeah, I mean, 2 for 10 on the 3, 5 for 14 overall. I get it. I'm not saying you're not right. I'm just saying that 12 points is better than 0 or 2 or 7. You know what I mean?
True, but he was averaging like 18, 19 and
he was
20
he was going
playoffs.
I know.
He was going off. So yeah.
It's just tough.
Yeah. But yeah, the even with the Luka trade, some of the flaws that Luka and LeBron helped hide with their offense, it just showed up on defense. Like I said,
better get better too. I don't mean to be like that. This was an okay series, coach. You lost in 5 though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah.
If you would have gotten swept, it would have been worse. But the
defense for the Lakers, obviously, that we know they needed a big man, and with Anthony Davis gone, that presence was shown 110%. Rudy Gobert, 24 rebounds, like I said. The defensive paint presence was nowhere to be found against Minnesota. Luka, even though he's one of the greatest offensive players this game has ever seen, and definitely a top 3, top 4 player in the league, he is a cone on defense.
He is.
We saw this in the finals. We saw this in the series versus Minnesota. And granted, he did get injured by Dante DiVincenzo during this game. That's why he was wearing a back brace. But before that, and before this game during the series, just the defense wasn't there.
You think Nico's looking somewhere like, I told you, defense.
That's
why we win champions.
Yeah, I mean that's supposed to be his reaction. He has no choice but to root against Luka for the rest of his life.
I guess. You shouldn't. I don't know about the rest of his life, but I hear you. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, think about it. The whole city of Dallas hates him because of this trade. Of course, he's gonna root for Luka for the rest of his life.
I'm not. To define the trade was good.
He might even lose his job. Who knows if he'll survive the offseason?
That's fact. I mean, he might not get another job anywhere else in basketball.
Exactly. So you have to hate Luka for the rest of your life.
Hear me out. It was a bad joke. All right, that you took a little seriously, but I'm with you.
Everyone's making that joke online, so
I know.
I'm not even blaming you for making that joke.
I know. Everyone really is. The only reason I'm making it is because technically the Lakers did make it farther than Dallas. Technically.
Yeah, they won one more game than Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, last laugh. You know what I mean? And that's all we're saying as fans.
Yeah, but Nico Harrison did say one thing right. Defense does win championships. And if Luka Doncic as your second best player can't play, I'm not asking him to play all NBA defensive player of the year defense. I'm just asking him not to be a cone and play actual defense.
He does play decent defense, just
no, he don't.
Not when he's tired. Not when he's tired.
No, even when he's tired, even when he's fully healthy.
He's good for 2 minutes, and then
it's a 48-minute game.
I understand. Sometimes he sits down and then he's good for a minute off the bench. I'm just saying.
I get that he is one of the best offensive players in the league. Yeah, he's a cone. You You can't be that bad.
Rudy Gobert versus Steph Curry. It's just why are we watching?
And think about it. You imagine the smile on Rudy Gobert's face that he got to send Luka Doncic home after what happened last year.
Oh yeah.
Revenge. So yeah.
So they took back their soul in Minnesota. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep. So yeah, you have to. So they have to, for the Lakers to actually try to win championship before LeBron goes away or retires. You have to beef up the big man depth and the defense. Also, you have to switch out a lot of the role players. Vandale has to go. He can only play somewhat reliable defense, but he's terrible on offense.
Sure.
DFS might have to go.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent definitely has to go because ever since Miami, he's been shit.
Why do you have Alex Len if you didn't play him? Why do you have Jackson Hayes if you didn't play him?
You have 2 7-footers. And also, J.J. Redick has to make a lot of adjustments because you chose small ball. And, you chose small ball for the entire game of the 5th game of the series, your go-home series, and you didn't. And you saw Rudy Gobert killing you on the boards, offensive and defense, and you didn't do anything but a 7-footer on. Literally, the whole lineup was 6'8" or shorter. And that's like a 4-inch advantage for Rudy Gobert. Yeah. He's like 7'1", 7'2". So
he had a 20-20 game, Phil. We're sitting here like complimenting Rudy Gobert.
Playoff career highs.
He's playing against Mailman. He's playing against Mailman.
He had his best game of his playoff career that night.
This is why you can't discount Bill Russell and his championships. I know people will be like, oh, he barely played with anybody. He barely played against anybody, but he still did it. You know what I mean? I don't really give Rudy Gobert that much credit, but he still did it.
Yeah.
He still did it. Good for him. 20-20. I mean, he had a really good night. All right.
It's gonna be a long offseason for the Lakers, but hey, I'm happy to see him go because I'm a Celtics fan and fuck the Lakers.
They need a long offseason though. They had a really good trade. They lucked into a really good trade, and then they just said to themselves, "Oh, we're gonna go to the conference finals. Oh, we're gonna go to the finals. Oh, we're the Lakers. We do whatever. We have the most fans in the thing. Like it just, I don't know. I'll root for you, but
go ahead.
I cannot win it.
Let's talk about the game that played before that in the series: Houston versus Golden State. Now, Golden State.
We are really waiting on the Knicks to last, huh? We really are. Stop with your BS smile. Let's go. Come
on. So Golden State was up 3-1.
They were
last night. They got absolutely smacked by the Rockets.
It happens. It does.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. They probably want to finish it off in Golden State. But let me tell you this: if Golden State loses in Golden State and has to go back to Houston, I'm taking Houston.
That's tough. You're taking Houston. You're changing
if Houston forces a Game 7, I'm taking Houston.
You're changing your pick.
Even though we've seen Steph Curry dominate in a Game 7 before atmosphere, like Sacramento Kings took the Golden State Warriors to 7 a long time ago, and Steph Curry absolutely went off in that game. So obviously,
I don't want to hear from Steph Curry anymore. He should have finished this thing last night. All right, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
he got injured in the third quarter, and apparently his thumb started hurting. I don't even feel his thumb started hurting.
John, guess how many points the starters had in this game last night?
I'll look it up. Hold up. I don't know how many.
40.
40. Ooh.
Yeah, the starters had 40. This game was over by the beginning of the third or halfway through the third.
No, yeah, I saw that. I came early for pool, so I watched a little bit of this game and then the whole Laker game. And
also, there's a reason for. I mean, since we'll switch back to the Houston Rockets real quick. There's a reason why there's trade rumors for certain players for this team, whether it's KD, Giannis, or someone else.
Yeah.
Jalen Green is not that guy. It looks like.
Yeah, he's not. 3 for 8. I mean, they moved off of him really quickly. You know what I mean? But I mean, Dylan Brooks had 24 points off of 7 for 13. I mean. He made the line. Yeah, and
with how many points did Jalen Green score last night?
Jalen Green scored 8 points. But
to
be fair, he scored 3 at the line. So realistically, he only scored 5 points.
I'm glad you brought that up. So far, there's been 5 games played this series. Mm-hmm. Game 1 under 10. Game 2 was the game without Jimmy Butler. He scored 38.
Sure.
3, 4, 5 under 10.
I'm looking at his guy. Yeah, 11, 8, 9. Yeah, he had 38 in one game. That's it.
Yeah, so he is supposed to be the Rockets' number 1 option, or at least one of the top options, and he's been underwhelming. This is the guy who said he's better than Kid Cunningham.
Yeah, he's not. But I hear you.
So yeah, this is the reason why you were hearing rumors about Giannis and KD going to Houston, because you're supposed to be the number 1 guy and you can't handle business. This is why I've been saying you got to center around the team against Sengun. He's been showing up this series. Consistent double doubles. He scored like 30
points last night.
Yeah, he scored 30 in like something the game before. So yeah,
31 the night before, 10 rebounds. He had 9 rebounds last night. He realistically, looking at Sengun's rebounds the whole series, he had 9, 16, 11, 10, 9. And he's been doing the same thing with assists. He got only one game 1, but then he had 7, 4, 5, 9 assists. You got to structure this team around Sengun and make him like the Denver Nuggets and Gasol. You know,
maybe Jokic for a reason.
Yeah, you got to make him like Jokic for a reason.
Jamal Murray, yeah.
And like Jalen Green's not that guy. Can you move off him? Can you get something else? Can you trade him with assets? Maybe you could trade him with Brooks. I mean, Brooks kind of went off last night, but he got most of his points from the line. So it's like, it's tough to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, but if the Rockets do lose the series, I would definitely explore Giannis and KD.
Sure.
And if it says, hey, give us Jalen Green, you're out of here, buddy.
Yeah, why would plus, Jalen Green's young, so you can always move him for picks too. You know what I mean? If you're
absolutely.
I'm just putting it out there.
Next up, this is probably the series of the first round so far. Denver versus LA.
Yep.
Nuggets versus Clippers.
Yep.
Now, this has been buzzer beaters. This has been close games. This has been
at least in the West. At least in the West, yeah.
Jamal Murray, game 5, the previous day, not yesterday. 40-point bomb to help them win.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, and they do play tonight. Denver and LAC. I have this going to 7 still.
Dude.
Yes, I think the Clippers do win tonight because this has been a bunch of back and forth, and I want to see game 7. And I still got Denver winning because
they're at Denver tonight though, aren't they?
They're at Los Angeles tonight.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah,
and then they're at Denver. This is the last one. Why did they do that? Okay, got you.
Yeah. So I still think the best player in the world is still Nikola Jokic, and you have the best player on the floor. I'm most likely going to give you the series edge, especially if it's this close with a 4 and 5 seed. So,
but you think the Clippers win in 7, or you?
I think the Nuggets win in 7.
So you don't think the Nuggets finish it off tonight at home?
The Nuggets are away.
Oh yeah, my bad. Fuck.
Jamal Murray's 40-point game was at Denver. Now they're at LA.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And they lost once at home, once away. So I mean,
it's been back and forth, right?
Yeah. Well, no, sort of. Yeah. They came back in the series. They really did. Good for them.
Yeah. So I got the Clippers winning tonight, but I got the Nuggets winning in game 7. And this has been a great series. It's a great series.
If they win tonight, it really will be back and forth.
Aaron Gordon helped the Nuggets win on a buzzer beater putback dunk. That
was insane.
Yeah, so.
That's the first buzzer beater dunk, right? In NBA history, or second, maybe.
Probably not. I think Dwight Howard did it before.
Really? Okay.
But So next up, the series I wanted to talk about the most.
Oh my god!
Honestly, I'm in a group chat full of Knicks fans. I think I'm the only. Because Elijah.
Hey man, I need to curate the group. All right.
I know. I'm just saying because you, Elijah, TJ, and Waleed are all Knicks fans. I'm a Celtics.
And no one else showed up. Only I showed up. All right. Just want to put that out there. Just putting that out there.
So
So to answer your question, what's up?
The Knicks are now 3 games to 2 games against the Detroit Pistons. Detroit won the other day. The first tonight's game in Detroit.
Which I just want to put this out there. I think that this has been the back and forth series of the East.
Yeah.
And I think realistically,
Detroit, all the games are done. So
it's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Like I'm not blocking anything from Detroit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying like we won 1, they won 2, we won 1. You know what I mean? Like
before we get into everything, how's your confidence level going in tonight's game?
I'm excited. I'm excited. We play in Detroit. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I'm very confident and very excited. Jalen Brunson is a beast. Jalen Brunson is the guy I love. Jalen Brunson he had an off night. You know what that means? He doesn't have another off night.
Yeah, because with the way how the last game ended in Detroit, the place is going to be rocking tonight.
You think so? Detroit's been underwhelming. I don't mean to be like that. Their fans, show up. Don't leave before the end. What do I have to say to you, Detroit? It is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, they've won in MSG. We've won in Detroit. It is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I mean,
so with you, I forget game 1, game 2, game 3. I want to talk about game 4 and 5 strictly with you.
Okay, 4 and 5 strictly.
Game 4. Obviously, it was the controversial game of the series because it came down to a lot of missed calls in the third and fourth quarter.
Yes, and the third. I'm just putting out there.
Yep, third and fourth because you mentioned they were up. And then they got all of Detroit's calls, and they missed a lot of Knicks getting fouled calls. You mentioned that.
Somewhat, maybe not. I mean, I don't think we should bitch after the fact. All right. I'm willing to just say this is bad officiating, and that's why, in a sense, the game got messed with. All right. The NBA would like to play the blame game between, oh, it's Indiana, or no, oh, it's Detroit, oh, it's New York, oh, it's Detroit, oh, it's New York's fault. No, it's the league's fault. The league is has created bad officiating, and I mean, Adam Silver better do something. Adam Silver better, I don't know what he's going to do, but he better start.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. It was bad officiating for the calls that, obviously, the fouls that were missed against New York, and it was bad officiating by the call that was Josh Hart following Tim Hardaway Jr. at the end of the game. Sure.
I agree. I also think Josh Hart got fouled before that play, but
I mean, technically that was confirmed to be the right call.
By who? The league, who got the call wrong in the first place. So I'm just putting it out there. If you're gonna let him play, let him play, but don't be like, oh, we shouldn't have let him play.
Because that 2-minute report was them going back and watching the game footage to see how it actually happened.
But they're the biased ones. You know what I mean? Like, they already got the call wrong to begin with, so you have to change that last call. But like, how do you know? Like, what I'm saying is, I feel like we turn the sensitivity level off. We're letting them play now, right? Where we turn the sensitivity level off on this game. So it's like you see contact and you're like, oh, that wasn't enough to mess with it. But it was on the last play. So you're telling me that the play before that, with the same people making the same wrong call 5 seconds later? I don't know. That's all I'm trying to say.
Because with the call, like you mentioned, the Tobias Harris and Josh Hart.
Yeah.
I'm guessing for the 2-minute report, like for anything that happens within those last 2 minutes of the game, I think that goes like to the official like Secaucus area, not the people that.
I still think they're wrong though. I'm just saying, I still think they're wrong. I don't mean to be like that. It's a loose ball foul. That's what it's called. The call is. They defined it on the thing. It's just, that's all I'm trying to say. I get it went to a non-biased thing. I get that the league is not at fault or whatever. But if you're gonna say, oh, we should have changed that call, you could have changed a lot of calls. You could have changed the call 2 minutes down the line. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I mean, and don't get me wrong, the Knicks got out of it, and then last game, I thought it was crazy, especially with the last minute and how it was managed.
So, before we go to Game 5, I just want to say, Game 4, my opinion for the ending was, I mean, there was a foul, of course. The Knicks benefited.
Sure,
but we can move on from that.
Sure.
Because I'm pretty sure everyone agrees that was a missed call.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with this call, but I would say it was a series of missed calls. Do you know what I mean? I know that's like kind of piss on my part, but I'm just saying.
No, I mean, you said there was a lot of missed calls in the third quarter. I checked that.
And that's kind of okay. I could have just been complaining about the third quarter. I'm willing to say that. Do you know what I mean? But because like that's a long way away. Do you know what I mean? Like.
And with the missed call on Josh Hart, on Tim Hardaway Jr., that's not on the fault of the Knicks or Pacers. That's the fault of the officiating, because the officiating changed the 2-2 series to a 3-1 series going into Game 5 into New York. So that's all I was trying to say.
I'm with you. But like, I mean, we'll get to Game 5. Pistons won in New York, so it doesn't matter.
So Game 5, what you mentioned, the last minute or so. That minute confused me. Tom Thibodeau confused me the hell out of me.
That's a valid point.
The Pistons and Knicks were, I believe, tied with like a minute and some change. Josh Hart gets hurt on a collision, and then Jalen Brunson gets hurt as well. They sub out for a short while.
They take him out.
They take him out. But then we see the Knicks. They go down by like 4 or 5, and then with like a minute and a half left, and then they continue to go down without plugging in Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. Tim Thibodeau allows his Knicks to play through like 4 or 5 straight possessions without calling a timeout, even though they have a chance to call a timeout to bring Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson back in. That's what confused me.
I think it was 4, but yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why you see your team falling apart. You see your team like going down in the game late. Why don't you call a timeout as soon as you get the rebound to put your best player in Jalen Brunson back in, and one of your best hustle players in the game with Josh Hart? That just confused me on why they waited so long to put him back in.
I'm with you. They needed a timeout closer to the. To be honest with you, I disagree. Now looking back, I mean I completely disagree. And I would have taken the timeout after Mikal Bridges missed his first shot.
Yeah,
I would have let Mikal run with the first shot, and that's what Tibbs did, and that's what Tibbs wanted to do. But Mikal didn't pass or look to pass; he missed, and then that happened 3 more times, and Mikal made one of them. You know what I mean? And we're down 5 at that point, 6. And then you finally get to put them in with 35 seconds left. Yeah, no doubt. To your point in Game 5, that's complete. I mean, we had 1 timeout left, so maybe you want to keep it within the minute just in case you can tie it back up. I mean, But like how once Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart hit that scorer's table, the pace of the game went completely up. The like, you know what I mean? Like they wasted time. You know what I mean? They did exactly what they needed to do they saw Jalen Brunson come close to the scorer's table. They're like, all right, nobody throw the ball out of bounds and just keep scoring. And if you let the Knicks score, you let the Knicks score because they ain't taking a timeout. It just, I don't know. That was their strategy, and that was a great strategy. You know what I mean?
So yeah. Going into game 6 now tonight, it's at Detroit. Honestly, the series definitely depends on the health of Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. Just because if they're not healthy and this goes to a game 7, I think Detroit could definitely seal the MSG. It's gonna be another situation of like just like the Pacers and Knicks last year. The health of the Knicks is gonna cost them. And I don't know if you know John personally how healthy Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson is.
I think he's pretty healthy tonight. I'm excited about it.
So yeah, if they're healthy enough, I got the Knicks winning. I had them winning in 7, so I mean it'd be great if the Pistons won, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks won. But yeah, the Knicks, they have to win it. They have to win tonight because the Celtics already won in 5, and they need every single man with them to rest and be healthy if they have a chance against Boston.
I think it comes down to 7. Realistically, I think it comes down to injuries, like you were saying. I think you're 100% right. I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to make your point, knowing that you've been making all season, how you think Tibbs needs to go. If Tibbs can't get this series done in 7, there definitely might be a move this offseason. You know what I mean? I'm willing to say that before game 6 or 7. You know what I mean? It's so easy to switch off a coach that doesn't help you in the playoffs. Sorry, I don't mean to be like that. You can have a good team, but like if Tibbs loses one more game based on bad officiating or bad coaching, you know what I mean? Like, and not so much the officiating, like it's just you know what I mean? Like as much as I love Tibbs, it might be time. It just might be time. And that's unfortunate because I think realistically he does get us to Boston, and I'm excited to see what we do against Boston because you're just as injured sometimes. You know what I mean?
We're just injured right now.
right now. We'll see what happens in 3 days. Everyone might be sporadically perfectly healed. Who knows? But what I'm saying is just like Jaylen Brown's a little messed up. Like Holiday's a little messed up. Like, I'm not trying to say like that we have a chance against the Celtics. We haven't beat them all year. But what I'm trying to say is if the longer we let the Celtics rest, the worse next series is going to be, even if we win this series. You know what I mean? So just, I think Karl Anthony Towns is doing great. I think Brunson's doing great. I think Hart's doing great. OG's doing pretty good defensively. We're having him on Cade. You know what I mean? Overall, I'm excited about that matchup. But it just, I don't know. McBride, not playing with confidence whatsoever. Not playing with confidence whatsoever. Same with Bridges. Bridges needs more than 8 points. That was crazy last game. And then you can't let Harris dominate on the boards. 8 rebounds, 18 points. This guy's a bum. No offense. I don't mean to be like that. Hardaway, bum. We're letting bums coming into, bro. I'm be so pissed off if we lose this game in 7. You don't understand, Phil. I'm be so pissed off if we lose to Hardaway and Harris.
I thought you guys loved your former Knicks.
Not this series.
Tim Hardaway was a former Knick. Come on.
Fuck Tim Hardaway this series. Don't mean to be like that. But fuck Tim Hardaway this series.
Someone said
16 shooting, yet he's still in this goddamn game. He's killing us.
Someone said the game 4 missed call on Tim Hardaway was revenge for the Knicks for costing the Knicks that much money when they signed him because he was asked during the Knicks.
It's revenge for how he played when he came back to the Knicks the second time. Trash. Yeah. Don't mean to be like that, but like it just, and that's the thing. Like, no offense, it's not the fact that it was a bad call, and we can all admit that it was a bad call. It's the fact that Pistons fans want to be like, oh, Jalen Brunson is baiting. Jalen Brunson's baiting. Jalen Brunson's baiting. Jalen Brunson's baiting. He's a foul baiter. He's a foul baiter. He's a foul baiter. What was that call, Phil? Was that not a foul bait?
Which one?
That last call at the end of the game, Hardaway. He let Josh Hart jump, and then he jumped into Josh Hart, and then he didn't even hit rim. That's why it wasn't called.
Well, I don't think it was a foul bait on Tim Hardaway.
He foul baited, bro. All these Pistons fans want to say foul baiting for Jalen Brunson. He foul baited. All right? Take it as it is. Was it a foul or was it a foul bait? What's up? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be like that. But, like, watch that play again. You can't be like, he jumped in. He was a great foul. It really should have been called a foul. He just didn't hit rim. If he hit rim, it would have been a foul. No doubt. 1,000%. 1,000%. You know how that, Phil, you know how that call in the NFL is? If you throw a ball over a wide receiver's head, where it's just like not catchable.
Yeah.
I feel like that, in a sense, was the basketball equivalent. He shot the ball. It went nowhere near the hoop. They were like, you know what? That's game, which didn't make any sense. But I don't know.
We'll see how this.
I'm annoyed about bad officiating. I want to beat the Pistons on their merits. I want to beat them. You know what I mean? I don't want. Oh, they won in this game. They won in that game. Oh, Jalen Brunson's a foul baiter. All he does is get to the line. Oh, you know what I mean? Like I just want a good series because I know next series with Boston is going to be a nightmare. You're playing a team you haven't beaten yet all year. And you're not a little bit worried about that. I mean, you should be because guess what? You're losing in this series. So it's just like Detroit's going to play Boston if you don't get together. It just
gotcha. So before we head out, it's gonna be a nice, entertaining game tonight for Pistons and Knicks. So we're gonna do a quick predictions on the second round since we probably won't be. Yeah, by the time we get back on, it probably will be during the second round.
Yeah.
So Cavs versus Pacers. Who you got?
Cavs.
I got Cavs in 6 or 7.
6.
Okay. Next up, Celtics versus Pistons or Knicks.
I'm gonna go Knicks because I have hope. I'm gonna go Knicks versus Celtics. Celtics in 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Celtics in 5 or 6 for either team.
Could push it to 7. He goes to 7, Phil. You don't want. Ooh!
It's in Boston, so hey, it's fine. Next up, OKC versus I believe it's Denver and the Clippers. So whoever you have winning for that,
probably still OKC. Probably still
OKC. I'll take OKC in 7.
Yeah, that's probably same.
Next up, Minnesota versus Golden State or Houston.
Give me Minnesota, and give me Minnesota in 7 if it's against Houston. Give me Minnesota in 6 if it's against Golden State.
I'm gonna say Minnesota in 6 or 7 for either one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So hey, there are predictions. Let's hope for some more great playoff NBA basketball as well. Hopefully we get
whoever wins this goes to the conference finals. So it should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
So hopefully tonight's games, New York and Detroit, and Denver and LA are very, very entertaining games. Let's hope for game 7s.
Yeah, not with
not with New York though.
Dog, and that's another thing. If I really don't want to talk about it, I really don't want to jinx it, and all the Knicks fans in our chat might be pissed at me for even just bringing it up. But if you lose 3 games in the Garden,
we're gonna have some conversations, right? Yeah,
there are definitely conversations going to be had one way or another. I mean, you saw what they did to Julius Randle's dude. Look at how Julius Randle played against the Lakers, and every Knicks fan was like, oh, "I hate this guy, tearing down his thing." Like we got Karl Anthony Towns because we had him on our team. Like it just. Like, imagine you lose 3 games in the Garden. All right, that's not good. That is you want to mess with the vibe? Lose 3 games in the Garden. Just saying.
True. So hey, that is the end of the pod. That's our playoff recap as of right now. Make sure you check us out on our socials. We have daily NBA recap videos on our channel every single day. Whatever this playoff games, we usually recap the day after. So tune into that. Check out our gaming channel. WWE and MLB content is posted there and on the way as well. Check out our socials to stay up to date with everything. Check out us on the audio platform so you know if you want to listen to us. If you don't have time to watch us or don't want to watch us, that's fine too. If you want to listen, more than okay. Feel free to give us whatever feedback there is on wherever you watch, YouTube, Twitch, or on the audio platforms. Any feedback and grading is appreciated to that. So yeah, from myself and John, John's gonna take all the energy he can, calm down for tonight's game, get settled, get ready, get some food in the system,
get some pool, get some drunk. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Get drunk so he can balance the feelings out of anxiety and stress and try to be in a mellow state.
Yeah.
A New York state of mind, some might say. So
some might do that.
Yeah. So hey, yeah. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time. Deuces.
producer.
Hey. Look, the Sega days are coming soon, I'm just tired of waiting. And tears falling in my prayers, I've been crying for patience. I'm scarred, I gotta live the rest of my life with abrasions. You can't convince me that time isn't wasting. I feel like Hamilton the way I've been writing these pages. So you can call me, but you best be on time with the payments. So you can turn this off if you don't like what I'm saying. Or if these lines are too basic, just know my life getting crazy. Times is getting harder, that could really spark an artist. And I ain't giving up for nothing, I just try my hardest. I say a prayer for the ones departed. A cold world, I just want to show how pure my heart is. But I see the comments, stories going around about the kid, but I'm so timeless. Bad energy can't get to me. I'm the reason why we like this, allegedly. But once I see the best from you, that's when you get the best from me. I'm here for your elevation, success ain't a destination. Ain't looking for reparations, ain't looking for no type of savings. Stack up the rest of my savings, can't get no rest in the basement. Can't even lie to you, baby, time that we spent was amazing. And I ain't trying to replace you for you, my mind is still racing. I lost a step, but I'm coming back. I used to put my heart all on display, but I'm done with that. Tired of these bonds that pop easier than bubble wrap. In my notes, like a group of sick, you see a bunch of raps. In the studio, I box the beat, is just a punching bag. And for the guys, let them know I love them back. For all of y'all endeavors, I'm wishing you good luck on that. Shout out Q for the beat. This one a groove for the streets. You say you down with me, baby. You gotta prove it to me.